Hey everyone, welcome to Nerd Talk. I'm Mike.
And I'm Chris.
And today we just have a small little surprise video for you guys. Just our reactions and our thoughts on the crazy Switch announcements that happened over the past couple weeks. They announced the Switch Lite. They announced a new upgrade to the existing Switch. So we're just going to kind of go over the facts and our thoughts and impressions on that. So Chris, first they announced the Switch Lite.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
But you did call it. I have to say, if you guys look back on our videos, it was announced by Mike that he thought they would announce it.
Yes.
They just waited a little bit longer.
Yeah. Another month or so. So we knew that there were rumors by Wall Street Journal that was done prior to E3 that there are two Switch models that are in the works. First will be a smaller, compact version, better battery life, something along those lines. That'll be coming out first this year, more than likely, and then another more improved, or what we call a Switch Pro version, to be announced or released sometime next year, and probably that's to coincide with the new Xbox and PlayStation. So they're like, hey, they're releasing new hardware. Here's something, we're still not the top, but we're actually better than we were before, kind of to stay in the game. Yeah. So with that being said, the Switch Lite the news was dropped in a weird, I wake up in the morning and seeing Twitter a buzz and whatnot with the news. They now Switch Lite, basically it's a smaller unit. It has Joy-Cons that are affixed to the system, so you cannot remove it or detach them. On the plus side though, because of that, the left Joy-Con does come with a D-pad. So you no longer have the buttons there. So for traditional people who like the classic platformers and old school games, it's great for that perspective. It is smaller, it is lighter, it is thinner, and of course it's boasting better battery life. The original Switch, I believe, was 2.5 to 6.5 was the advertised. Breath of the Wild gave you approximately up to 3 hours. On the new Switch Lite, you're looking at 3 to 7 hours, so it's about half hour better battery life all around, and a smaller form factor, and at about $100 less retail price. So they announced it with 3 colors: turquoise, neon yellow, and a gray model. So before I go further, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great idea. It's kind of the new Game Boy. The little kids, it's cheaper, so it's great for car rides, especially in the summer. It's coming out soon, so that's great. Less parts to break, less parts to go missing. So I think they're trying to go for the younger crowd with this.
Absolutely.
Making it lighter, longer battery life. I like the younger generation likes the multicolors as well. So having more choices on what they can pick other than just the Joy-Con colors, they can now pick their whole system colors, which is nice. So overall, I think it's a good idea. I thought it would have been a little sooner. Maybe at the beginning of the summer that I thought they would have announced it like you at E3, have it out for summer, enjoy the trips and all that.
Release date September 20th.
Yes. So it's kind of the end of the summer. Yes.
It would have made sense to launch it with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Just another quick note, it is a completely mobile unit. It will not dock. You cannot connect it to the TV. It is 100% portable. Essentially, they're a replacement for the 3DS. So this is their new 100% portable solution. You can still play your whole Switch library. Better battery life, again, portable. It's meant for you to take it on the go, and that is it. You can play in your room. It plugs in via charger cable in the bottom. They removed HG Rumble. They removed the IR camera, things like that wouldn't be needed because the Joy-Cons don't detach, to increase battery life and lower the price. With that being said, there are a couple caveats. That means you can't play Mario Party on it with the base unit, because it requires Joy-Cons that you waggle and shake and do different things with, as well as the game 1-2 Switch. I'm sure there are a couple other ones that utilize the Joy-Con specifically, but the system will pair with external Joy-Cons and Pro Controllers and whatnot, but it does not come with a kickstand. So you cannot stand it up and play with it separately, so you have to buy a third-party stand. So again, with that information, you still think it's a great buy?
I think it's good that you can play most games on it, so you don't have to double dip on games. I think they purposely did it without the kickstand so that they could come out with their own kickstand. So I think they're gonna so I think they're gonna make aftermarket for that. So I think that's part of their marketing thought. I mean, I knew they were going to take out a lot of features to make it lower in price, thinner, lighter, and easier to use on travel. So I'm not too surprised with the things that they've taken off, but it's disappointing that you can't play every single game in your library if you wanted to.
Absolutely, unless you buy the extra Joy-Cons and
Exactly.
basically Joy-Cons in Canada are essentially $89, so $90 plus. Sorry, they're $99 in Canada. It's the Pro Controller that's $89. So you're basically paying an extra $100, which is the price difference, the delta between the regular Switch and the portable one. So you're basically, if you're going to invest in this, it's because you want the battery life. It's because you don't plan to dock it anyway. You're traveling all the time, or it's for a young child that you want to be like, it costs less money. Like you said, you take it with you. You don't have to worry about them losing a Joy-Con or breaking it or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So I understood where this stood, the purpose of it, and it made sense for that audience.
Yeah.
Now this week they announced an upgrade to the existing Switch model, basically a brand new CPU. The CPU is much more efficient in its power consumption, and as such gives you even better battery life than the Switch Mini, or excuse me, Switch Lite. Okay. Switch Mini is that's in my head. So you're looking at 4.5 hours to 9 hours battery life on the standard Switch. So for the same price as a regular Switch today, going forward, once they launch this, and I'm assuming it'll go into production within the next month or two, it'll just start being on shelves. You get for the extra $100 your detachable Joy-Cons that plays every single game, has all the features, HD Rumble, IR camera, and even better battery life than the model that they released specifically for portability.
Are you surprised that they announced these so close together?
Yes, I am surprised. I'm surprised the way they did announce it, but again, this is not the Switch Pro. This is supposed to be a, hey, the Switch regular is just going to be a little bit better.
Upgraded.
And so they didn't really need a big press announcement about that for everyone to go freak out about. Yeah. I guess they just want to make sure that come Pokemon time, when Pokemon is out, you want a 100% portable for your kids, it's there. But for $100 more, standard Switch is going to give you even more battery life, plus all these other features, and that's going to sell more of their original units. I think that they're trying to push that, and for those who just can't afford it, there still is an option for you to get into the game.
Yeah, it makes sense. And so I was a little thrown off by the dual announcements, pretty much so close together.
Yep.
But after speaking with you, it does make sense that they just want to push their new, I guess their old system. Just will have some upgrades, and for the same price. It's a smart move.
Yeah, there's no upgrade price. So I'm assuming when the Pro does get announced, which will probably be towards the end of next year to compete with the other models, that gives them a year from the Lite and this new revision of the original. Be like, here's a Pro, here's like this, not really the Switch 2, but the Switch 1.5, if you will. And it's like, you have the new Xbox coming out, you have the new PS5 coming out. Here's a new Switch that has more power to help compete with the new third-party titles coming out.
And probably much cheaper at the same time, which is great.
So, I mean, if I was in the market for a new Switch, or if my dad was going to buy a new Switch, I absolutely would stick with the original Switch, especially with this announcement with new battery life.
Definitely.
There's no reason for me to look at the Switch Lite now. If this upgrade wasn't announced, there would be a stronger case of investing less money. For example, for my son, I was thinking, okay, you know what, maybe the next year or two, I will get him his own Switch. The Lite makes sense. It costs less money. Doesn't have to worry about Joy-Cons, so he can take it on the go. We can play 2 players. He has his own screen. Great. Yeah. No issues there. But with the fact that you're getting more battery life and then an extra set of Joy-Cons that you can swap on both systems, for me, it makes more sense to just buy the new the
exactly. And then give your son the old Switch, and if he breaks it, then you already have the new Switch ready to go.
Absolutely. So, as part of the Switch Lite, they announced a special Pokemon edition. I don't think you've seen the images, so I wanted to show it for you for the first time and tell me what your thoughts are on the Pokemon Switch Lite, the colors and the design.
It doesn't do much for me.
Okay.
I like that they did the different color buttons and then the graphics on the back.
Red and blue.
Yeah, and then the 2 shield and sword Pokemon on the back. Yep. But I mean, it's gonna sell to a lot of fans of Pokemon.
I mean, this is what I assume this model was for, because Pokemon has always been on a portable system.
Exactly. There's always 3DS.
And this is exactly what the system is for. It's for mobile users. But the fact that it doesn't dock, for people who do tournament play with Pokemon, who go hardcore and they do tournaments and all that kind of competitions, you can't dock it and play on the big screen with 2 or 3 players now. Yeah. How are they going to capture that in a big competition setting if you're bringing your Switch Lite? Yeah.
I wonder what kind of connections they have to... I don't think they can put an HDMI.
No, they specifically said it will not work with the dock. It is portable only. So it's like, so you can't put it on a big screen. So unless they come out with some third-party capturing device to allow you to display it on a bigger screen somehow, I'm sure there'll be a third-party endeavor. But
So I guess they could use this as like a day-to-day Pokemon thing, and when they go to competitions, bring their normal Switch, since both the game will work on both.
Yep.
I assume if you sign in to your account for both, it'll just transfer whichever system you're playing
Absolutely.
with.
So Doug Bowser has confirmed cloud saves. They already have cloud saves that are restricted to your Nintendo Switch Online subscription.
Okay.
All your saves can get uploaded to the cloud. There are a few games that don't work currently, and I believe Pokemon was one of them. I know Splatoon was one of them. But again, the new Pokemon hasn't launched yet. But with this and him confirming that, yes, you can switch between systems, no problem, and your game saves will go with you. They obviously have something in the works to make sure that Pokemon will work wherever you go.
Will this be the same price as the other lights?
This is the same as the other.
Okay, so it's just another version for them to
limited edition Pokemon version color you can get. It'll be limited quantity, so it'll be more valued at a higher price down the road for sure.
So that's pretty typical. They do that for the 3DS, the 2DS. They've done it for Game Boy. They've always done some sort of Pokemon special limited edition, which is good. But it doesn't catch my interest. Okay. I'll stick with the new improved original Nintendo Switch.
At that point, that makes sense. So there you have it, folks. That was our thoughts on the announcements, what we like, what we didn't like about them, and the fact that we are still holding out hope for a Switch Pro coming next year. But what are your thoughts? Let us know. Drop a comment below. Like our video, subscribe if you like to support us. Shoot us an email. You can reach us on Twitter at Talk Nerds. We have a Facebook page now. We have Instagram. So however you feel like to reach out, we'd love to hear from you and love to be in contact with you.
Let us know if you're going to get the Lite or if you're going to get the new and approved original Switch. Put it in the comments who's going, and we'll take a tally and see who's leading.
Awesome. And as always, folks, stay nerdy.